Earlier this year, U.S. President Barack Obama said in a speech before the United Nations that the present period is the best time in history for young people.
I often tell young people in the United States that despite the headlines, this is the best time in human history to be born. For you are more likely than ever before to be literate, to be healthy, to be free to pursue your dreams.
In reality, young people confront falling wages, the continued presence of mass unemployment, skyrocketing education costs, and potentially a lifetime in student loan debt. The WSWS asked students at Wayne State University in Detroit and the University of Michigan in Ann Arbor to respond to Obama's statement.
This is a horrible time to raise a child. Why would you want to bring a child up and birth a child into a world of poverty?
As far as the living conditions, I'm not happy about them. I see a lot of homeless veterans and stuff.
I do have several friends who pay for school themselves by working a job, or have their parents pay, or they have to take out student loans, and I can tell that it puts a lot of pressure on them.
I'm having to work at the same time, so I have full-time school, full-time work.
How does it affect you to have to work while you're going to school?
It's very hard, honestly, just trying to keep up my grades and stuff. I don't get a lot of sleep, usually forget to eat most of the time. So the moment I wake up, I'm just grinding. And I feel as though that's just how Detroit is now, is just wake up and grind.
Most of what my expenses go to is loans, student loans. I made a budget actually with my housemate the other day, and it's like the very minimum that I can pay on my loans is like around like $350, I think, a month, and that's like almost like what I make just getting 20 hours a week minimum wage job.
I mean, you can work every day and only make ends meet, given our minimum wage and you know how much we actually do get paid as laborers, and we're the ones building this country.
Like, I don't have a car right now, and it's like obviously going back to school is more important than that. So not having a car at the same time limits my job like applying abilities. So I'm like stuck with minimum wage job. It's just like a very vicious cycle.
85, 86 people, they own the majority of the wealth in the world, and it's not being dispersed in a way that would definitely benefit society as a whole and mankind.
It's crazy because there's people who live in mansions and have all this money and have all these luxury cars and whatnot, but they can't help out people who are in Detroit struggling to have food, struggling to have a home.
Because it's hard knowing that there are people that are bred into this money and born into it, and some people don't have to work for it, and they have all this power, yet there are people starving. There are people without clothes. There are people without homes. And these are considered necessities to live.
People have been getting their water turned off, and I can understand how hard that is because water is something that it's not a luxury, it's a necessity. It's something that every living person should be able to have, whether it's for drinking, showering, going to the bathroom.
It's kind of hard to vote when you don't believe in anyone who's going to get elected actually making any type of real changes. And the argument for the lesser of two evils is becoming, I don't know, a worse and worse argument to me every day. So,
on a whole, it's hard to back either one of them, considering the history and considering how pretty much neither party has our actual ideals in mind.
I think both Democrats and Republicans don't really have an interest in seeing anything change. I think they're both very happy with the way power is structured right now and the way things are going. They don't answer to voters. They answer to lobbyists. They answer to people who pay their bills. And I don't pay their bills. I don't have any way to economically influence the elections, which is really the only way to do it.
I think that instead of spending that money bombing other places, it should be used here in our homeland, and it should be invested in the people.